The Orleans Parish District Attorney's Office confirms DA Jason Williams and his mother are two of the latest victims of an armed carjacking, this one in the Lower Garden District. They say they were carjacked at gunpoint as Williams was helping his 78-year-old mother into her car.
New Orleans 911, Rufia, this is your emergency.
This is District Attorney Jason Williams, and I was just carjacked at the corner of Race and Magazine Street.
Were any weapons involved?
Yes, two guns. 3 to 4 assailants.
Get out the car, Mama. Let me get my mom out the car. Come this way.
So this light on crime DA got carjacked. You can't make this stuff up. The city of New Orleans is in the middle of a massive crime wave. This is what's going on.
Tonight, New Orleans is a city in crisis. Police are looking for leads.
Extremely violent crime wave.
The teenage boy is now dead.
Shot and killed overnight.
Dubbed the murder capital of the country.
They got us all again. They got you too. They almost killed me.
Top Story came to the Big Easy to investigate the violence. More than a dozen killings to start the year, picking up from an epidemic level in 2022.
In an American city, in the middle of the afternoon, in the parking lot of a grocery store, my son was killed.
Just 2 days before Christmas, Sherilyn Price learned her son Brandon Montrell was among the statistics. Police say the unintended target of a shootout. The 43-year-old comedian known as Boogie B on TikTok and on stage.
I'm at comedian Boogie B on Instagram. I appreciate y'all.
One of more than 260 people murdered in 2022.
I can't swallow the idea that I'd lose my child for absolute nothing, that nothing comes of it, that it's just another day, another number, and life goes on. Something has to change.
But change doesn't appear imminent. Car thefts have reached astonishing numbers. More than 500 stolen already this year, more than double the same time last year. More horrifying, carjackings, more than 270 last year. One gruesome case in March involved 73-year-old Linda Fricky. Surveillance video caught the midday carjacking. Fricky, caught in her seatbelt, was dragged to death, her arm severed from her body. All four suspects under the age of 18.
Do you want these teens charged as adults?
Absolutely. Another incident, one man resorting to throwing a pot of gumbo at his own car before jumping on the hood in an effort to stop it from being stolen.
If we don't get a handle on this now, I don't want to see how bad it gets during the summer.
Now, this is because the new district attorney has been super light on crime, even refusing to prosecute some cases he claims to be racist. Now, it doesn't matter that the police chief, the mayor, and all the top city officials are black. He considers them to be part of the racist problem. Now, this has led to a revolving door where criminals are arrested and simply let go because the DA doesn't want to prosecute those cases. Here is the then chief of police calling it out.
And I'm Shelley Brown. The city is facing an unprecedented crime wave, and leaders say now is the time for action.
Yeah, that after a weekend of homicide shootings, armed robberies, and carjackings. David Jones has more.
That is what we do. That is what we will continue to do. Make the arrest. But it doesn't mean a thing if there are no consequences to their actions.
NOPD Chief Sean Ferguson calling out the revolving door culture when it comes to prosecuting crime.
We can make all of the arrests we want until the back portion of this criminal justice system does its part in ensuring accountability and ensuring consequences to their actions. We're going to continue to spin our wheels. Some of these individuals have been arrested before.
The police department has reached critical mass, and they cannot respond to all of the crime.
Rafael Goyeneche with the Metropolitan Crime Commission says it's an ongoing issue. People are arrested for violent crimes, have their bond reduced, and are back out on the street, demoralizing an already shrunken police force.
The police department, even with their diminished resources, are focusing their resources on the most serious felony offenders, violent felony offenders. But the criminal justice system isn't doing its job and holding those people accountable.
According to Metropolitan Crime Commission numbers, the city's seen 36 carjackings since the start of the year. That's compared to 14 during the same time period last year and 3 in 2019. And they aren't confined to any particular neighborhood. Everywhere in the city has seen its fair share.
It's not just frustrating to the officers, it's frustrating to the citizens of this city to see that we are arresting and re-arresting. However, this is what we've been taking the oath to do, and we will continue to do just that.
Now, this has led to an explosion, and I mean explosion in crime. But the DA doubled down on his policies and responded to the police chief's criticism of his light on crime policies. Check it out.
First, if I can get your response, I know that Chief Ferguson saying that he felt that there weren't enough consequences for the people they were arresting. If you could just respond to his statements that were made on that topic.
Sure. First of all, the people of this city are rightly frustrated. We are in the middle of a crime surge. It's a national crime surge, and it is certainly affecting us here in Orleans Parish. And the people of the city don't want to hear leaders fighting or bickering. And when the chief says something like catch and release or a revolving door or wanting more accountability, we have to talk about the real facts and the real numbers, which means how many crimes of violence, carjacking, murders, and rapes are being solved, right? It's not enough to just say arrest or up with whether it's marijuana, cocaine, civil possession, crimes of poverty. We have to talk about specificity. People aren't worried about addiction crimes. We're talking about crimes of violence. And when you look at our numbers for carjackings, murders, whether it's prosecutions, whether it is the number of cases we accept, those numbers are on the national standard, right? What we need is for the chief to understand that their role in the criminal legal system does not end in simply arrest. You gotta have evidence in court. Juries demand it, judges demand it, they wanna look for it when they're setting bonds. And it's unfair to point the finger at the 12 judges at criminal district court and the judges at juvenile court, and for him to say, and he knows they can't respond about open cases because of the canons. Judicial canons don't allow that. It is unfair to suggest that they are not doing their job.
Now, as you can imagine, this has led to more and more crime. And now, the DA is a victim of his own light on crime policies. See, on October 16, 2023, around 9:30 p.m., Williams was helping his mother into his car, a black Mercedes-Benz, which is pretty nice for that area. While doing so, two men popped up in hoods and masks and put guns in their face and demanded they get out of the car. Williams and his mom left the vehicle, and they can be seen running down the street away from the evil men with guns. Now, neither of them were hurt during the ordeal, but here is security footage of the incident. And listen to how the DA begs the carjackers to allow his 79-year-old mother out of the car.
Get out the car, mama. Let me get my mom out the car. Come on. Come this way.
Now, obviously, it's a sad day when someone gets carjacked at gunpoint because it's a traumatic experience. But here is what the DA said led up to his carjacking.
You don't necessarily think about yourself when you've got your family with guns drawn on them as well. And so seeing the fear in my mother's face, seeing the terror in her eyes when she looks at the gun and looks back at me and looks at the gun and looks back at me, fearing the worst for me and fearing the worst for herself. I mean, she's really messed up.
I'm sorry about that.
Really shook up.
Just real quick on the positioning of everybody. So you're helping your mom into the passenger side of your car?
Came around to the driver's side, and as I was getting ready to get into on my side, that's when they.
I see. So you had already gotten her in the, I guess, passenger side. Yeah. You're coming around to the driver's side.
Yeah.
Two guys both on your side with guns?
Yeah.
And what are the instincts that kick in when your 78-year-old mom is now at risk?
So they just kept telling me to give up the car, get out of the car, give up the car. And, you know, Linda Fricky was on my brain because my mom doesn't move very quickly now. And I said I can't until I get my mom out of the car. And they kept repeating, give up the car. I said, okay. Put my hands up, 2 guns. I didn't fight anybody. But I said I can't until I get my mom out of the car. And I told her to get out of the car, and she was doing her best to get out of the car. And as soon as I was able to get her away from the car, we backed away. And
Now, because they just carjacked the DA, you know, all hands on deck, and the police arrested an 18-year-old connection with the carjacking. His name was Raymond Rachon. Check it out.
Roshan was arrested less than 24 hours after the high-profile carjacking of New Orleans District Attorney Jason Williams and his 78-year-old mother. Roshan is accused of being one of the 2 gunmen who approached Williams and his mother with guns drawn near Magazine and Ray Streets in the Lower Garden District around 10 Monday night. He's also accused of a second carjacking on Barone 30 minutes later. Following his arrest late Tuesday afternoon, Roshan was booked in 3 prior auto thefts for which arrest warrants had been issued. According to court documents, Roshan was picked up near his home in the 7600 block of Brevard Street on Tuesday in the Little Woods neighborhood. Police say they tracked a stolen Dodge pickup truck allegedly used in the carjackings to Roshan's home. Court documents indicate as officers were reading Roshan his rights, he interrupted and said, "I know why y'all are here. Y'all's people have been got," a reference to DA Williams. Roshan is now facing a list of charges for Monday night's crimes, including unauthorized use of a motor vehicle, illegal possession of stolen things, and illegally carrying of a firearm.
So the carjacker, who's been in and out of prison in that revolving door we were talking about earlier, now has carjacked the DA. But in a shocking surprise, guess what? He's in on bail and he's not getting out until he goes to trial. That doesn't seem light on crime, that seems tough on crime. Is it because it happened to the DA and didn't happen to someone else? This case illustrates the irony and dilemma of being a progressive prosecutor in a city plagued by crime and violence. See, on one hand, Williams is trying to reform the system that he believes is unfair and unjust, but on the other hand, he's facing the consequences of his own light on crime policies. Do you think Williams is going to change his stance of holding people accountable for the crimes they commit is racist, and the black leadership of New Orleans is racist against black people? Or will he be able to understand that crime is not only about the race of the person committing the crime, but the actions of individuals, and those individuals have to be held accountable? As all, tell me where I'm wrong in the comments section. Tell me if you think I'm just off base, because I think this DA has had a taste of reality. Crime isn't about racism, it's about actions. And those black people who put the guns in his face now have to face those consequences. So if it's good enough for him when he's robbed that the people who commit the crimes against him face consequences, that should be the same for everyone else. Let me know how you feel in the comments section. My name is Nate the Lawyer, and don't forget, hit that subscribe button and let's take this journey together. My name is Nate the Lawyer. I'll see you next time. Peace.